One finds in the statements of the one that we perpetuate prayers of his family and his companions who are supported. Hadiths that start with I recommend to you. So be sincere and avoid lying to be considered as exonerated from these sins. Obey both of your two parents. You should be benevolent towards them and hasten to carry out their orders. Keep yourself from all that they prohibit to you for the face of Allah, and you will then gain more consideration. And whoever is higher than you among your close relatives, parents, you should be deferent towards them and towards others among them, and have good character with people, then as a necessary consequence that you will be loved by the innovators. Perfect your character in cordiality and in sympathy towards them, thus you will be loved. Soften your remarks towards people, because that forms part of the characteristics of the perspicacious intellectual ones. One reports the fact that it is half intelligent to gain with regard to others, according to the holder of benefits. It forms part of the happiness of an individual, regardless of where he is from, or wherever he may go, to be not rejected by the heart of the virtuous one. Always return a visit of courtesy to the elite of the scientists, scholars, sheikhs, and with the virtuous, render service to them at all times for the love of God the Most High. Request their prayers, and you should be in search of their blessings at all times, and you will gain some benefit in the way of uprightness. To venerate a scholar that puts his knowledge into practice amounts to venerating the master of the throne according to what is profitable. Any time that you are in the company of a person higher than you, do not cease dedicating respect to them. At the time of a voyage or on another occasion, assist them with honor and yield the bag to them. Associate among yourselves, and although you may not agree, do not separate yourself from them. You should fulfill any request from them with generosity, except in the event that it may cause you to lose control, even if they extend a meal or drink to you, O you young man. Never precede them in action in truth. You must await their orders. They are in possession of wisdom. Always yield first choice to them if there is a more pleasant dish in order to show them honor. Thus offer to them your service in all that they would need, and by doing that your needs will be satisfied thereafter. Any time that you are in the company of people, even during a voyage, assist them in all of their needs, regardless of what they may be. Offer them your service, supervises their mountings, and protect their luggage in their absence. Help them accordingly while attending to your responsibilities, but excuse yourself from their presence if you are negligent. Neither idleness nor rest benefit a person who wants everything easily, because good never comes from such an attitude. They are otherwise prejudicial, detrimental to the disciple, al-murid. Know that glory is acquired only according to the effort that is put forth. After what has been said, when one deserving makes a request near you, satisfy it without reservation. Should never be miserly with worldly goods to the point of being dishonored in the beyond, because those that are striking of avarice are moved away from God and the whole of his creatures, everywhere or as the case presents itself. The miserly ones will be led to hell and definitively diverted from paradise. They oppose the generous one after it had been stated that he should be generous and not miserly. Honor the host by cordiality, hospitality, rejoicing, and intimacy, so that your heart is not tightened by the presence of the host. Wait until his departure is imminent. One finds in a statement from the elected official that has the peace of God, his family, and whoever follows his example. Whoever believes And the poet will say into metric Kamil, the most honors. Do not cease seeking knowledge every day and applying it in the worship of God. Because knowledge vivifies the heart of the student. It illuminates the heart as it moves away, mislaying, that is to say, lost. Know that what differentiates them is in knowledge and faith, so we should have patience. It is by these two things, knowledge and faith, that one is superior to another, and not by their descent from someone of eminence that had prevailed, and not by their dissension from a paternal or maternal ancestor, that persevere in these two virtues in accordance with legal courtesy. If you are in search of knowledge, resort to God so that the sincerity of your heart is reassured. With the constancy of the lessons, have continence, reduce your sleep, and remain sober. Persevere in studying by revising what you have learned without slackening. Oppose your heart, because the carnal heart encourages that which is related to the day of judgment. Reduce sleep, combat idleness, decrease resting, and you should sober on projects. Know that those which refuse to seek knowledge in their youth will fall into regret later in their life. Because whoever does not hasten to acquire knowledge while being devoted to it exclusively before being attacked by other concerns, their goal is that in that attempt will generally never be achieved. They will not carry out their intentions. Because some have tried to render instructions to young people by assimilating what was engraved in stone. As the young people compared the instructions of the old man to the script of someone that writes on the surface of water. Know that knowledge is difficult to obtain. One acquires it only while abstaining from palaver, idle talk. No one will ever acquire a part of it if the whole of it is not laid out of to him. So you should always persevere in acquiring it. Thus exempt it to them completely, without any reservation. Take care during the night and endure hunger. For acquisitions, face first during the whole day, so that it pains each of the members of your body, and this is to be done with courtesy. Those that do not seek knowledge under such conditions will not so roughly enjoy it. Thus is the price to be paid. One also reports that the savage only acquired through a patient individual that demonstrates understanding. Devote yourself to obliteration by modesty during all periods of study, so that you will obtain illumination of the heart. Because if a student is proud, he will never carry out his intention successfully. Flee ease, and you should never associate on a bed during the hours of study if it is not essential. Concentrate your will on the object of your research without turning towards what is not forced, easily understood. You should be attentive, neither with people nor with what they possess, because they are the subjects of argument. Do not delay seeking knowledge at any time, and do not disturb it until discharge of the totality of its problems, if you ever wish to reach the level of scholarly man. Because the world is aware of the issues and concerns that block access to the right way, as well as that which seem to have no end. As death occurs to someone that is unprepared, it is very often removes that individual from the problems that they were submerged in. Consider your spiritual guide with the maximum amount of respect. Make a lot of them and lay out your goods to them. Provide them with what they need during your life by giving them gifts and by working for them as much as you are able to do. Prevent laughter, joking, and idle chatter in front of your spiritual master, sheikh or marabut, if you aspire to have virtuous conduct. You should not turn your head about and around in all directions in their presence. In truth, do not speak much when you are near them. Keep silent if you want to benefit from their uprightness. During your life, you should never be in their presence without honoring them, as this is the practice of the present generation. Never regard them as a familiar presence, except in the case that the event is beyond control. Obey the directives that he gives you and hasten to achieve them, even if it is contrary to your will. Observe what they prohibit to you and move away from it. Be wary of your profane passions. Never cease sending gifts in the amount of your potential. However moderate they are, conform your intentions to what is transmitted, namely, so that if it increases their affection through that which brings them satisfaction. Anything that you see them leaning endeavors to understand it. Secure yourself, therefore, with the realization, because the beauty of an action lies in its completion. Testify with all those which are attached to them, family, servants, and the whole of all the others, so that your spiritual master may bless you with a glance that will allow you to obtain to that which you aspire as a sincere consideration. And by that, your Lord will profit you without a lot of sorrow. It should awaken you up. Even one affectionate glance from a spiritual master towards his follower is a source of benefit and rise, that is to say, ascension. You should be near your spiritual master, like a dead person between the hands of its washer, so that you will profit from him. If you research knowledge near a teacher, request their approval of this knowledge for the face of God. You should be close to your spiritual master as if you were his property. By this, you will obtain by their grace the levels of the sovereigns. Know that profit is obtained only after the price has been paid through veneration. It is the amount of your veneration towards your spiritual master that you will enjoy, that you wish, what you wish, and you will acquire blessings. Whoever does not satisfy his spiritual master will not obtain the perfection of a sincere disciple, murid sadiq. It will only be a wish to them. Indeed, it often happens that an individual dissipates his knowledge, even though he does not see anyone adhering to it. God has preserved us and protected us from a knowledge which does not benefit its holder. A true relative and a sincere friend in truth are the rarest of rare things, and they are defined as those that dissipate darkness. Your true relatives are those that act in agreement with you, and they are useful when the adversities to the world strike out attempting to harm you. I add to this that they share their wealth to rehabilitate you and harden your defects to return even more to you. I have entirely cited the rules of virtuous conduct that grant the solemn promise of those that are devoted to it. The remedies stated here are enough to those that want to use them.